Hello everyone and welcome to this week in review where we recap the previous week and anything extra. So a pretty good week, I would say. Pretty good week for a lot of discussion stuff. We have kind of going over some comments on the community post that we did, kind of trying to pull people's thoughts and kind of hot takes. And yeah, I thought it'd be really fun. Plus, there's also the news that there's now no WBBA. It's been rebranded under a different name. So I'll be talking about that. And yeah, obviously hope everyone had a wonderful Sunday. Anyways, let's recap the week. So obviously Monday went over translation stuff. And also we went over the patents, which funny enough, yeah, I guess it was pretty close to the final stuff. Tuesday, we went over the Korean, I forgot what it's called, charging top spinner, and we made a battle against some burst bases because, that's the most entertainment you can get out of this stuff. Wednesday, dude, the news was insane this week when it dropped. We went over news articles like Yahoo Japan, Oricon. We also did the collaboration with Noel. We did like a post before they actually got to demo it, and huge shout out, by the way, to Noel. Thursday, yeah, basically like for Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday, a lot of this was just discussing either, the manga and animation, the base performance, thoughts on the stadium, trying to analyze the gameplay. So it was kind of building on all of that. And we still have a few more topics to kind of go over. Friday was when we're talking about how likely is it that it can become a sport. Saturday, we did the interview with Sir Scooty86, which was actually a pretty good interview, actually, to exchange some ideas and give thoughts. And Sunday's today. Oh my god, I'm still going there. Okay, and then after we got some of the thoughts on Beyblade X, we'll go over. So yeah, here's a bunch of comments. So I'll kind of just give like a general read of the gist. So we have this one from Video Central. So a lot of people's thoughts are kind of very interesting. I thought this was a really cool comment just to kind of highlight the aspects of these bays, like drawn sword seems like it'd be pretty powerful, and kind of analyzing a lot of the bays. And you can check all this on our community tab. We did like the post a few days ago. But yeah, it was very good to kind of read this stuff. So some of the stuff we will respond to and kind of talk about. So wait, this one you have to go back to me on the full screen. There is one kind of common complaint I was reading, which was the no gimmicks thing. I can definitely tell that there is a lot of the audience that definitely is from kind of growing up on that burst generation. Though it's everything that's at the start, it's not going to have the gimmicks. It builds towards it, like Metal Fight. It took a while for the spin tracks to actually have like specific gimmicks and that type of stuff. But generally, it's a little bit more in the later one. So the no gimmicks complaint, I want to say, is not really that valid. Like, they always start off pretty basic and then they build up towards it. Next one, here we have, not going to lie, we're going to repeat what I said on Twitter, but I feel like Rubber Attack might be dead in Beyblade X, but Tornado Stalling will be repurposed with the Extreme Dash and end up super good here. I would agree. I also think this might be the generation where maybe you don't really need like a Rubber Attack tip, because if they're already going really fast, I don't imagine you can get too much kind of with, because I mean, look at like Drawn Sword for an example, basic flat, but it gets all that speed, and it's okay. So this one went like insane, but was this one the one insane? Yeah. So this one is the one that and a lot of people's thoughts are kind of towards the idea that they're not too much of a fan of kind of the stadium and the gimmick, and I think that's okay. Obviously it's very different from what we had previously. I do think maybe some are being a little bit too harsh, not giving too much of a fair chance, but kind of saying like, oh, it's this, that, and this. I always say that if it's at the start, like, you got to be at least a little bit more kind of fair. If a few more releases, maybe some stuff starts to repeat, so then anything that you maybe don't like about it, I think is more fair to say. But some is just personal preference. This is a good one from Crisis Crusher, which I'm going to actually read in full. Beyblade X has me feeling very indifferent. So far, what I like is Takara seemingly deciding to focus more on the competitive aspect of Beyblade and opening up to more worldwide than ever before, allowing adults to compete in gear sports. However, in the retrospect, I don't like that Beyblade X is no longer having short amounts of what made Beyblades well. So a lot of this is kind of focusing on kind of what we've seen so far. And this is kind of what I covered on the Saturday video when I was saying, it's not as like turn your brain off as you might think when you're launching. And I don't blame anyone for having those thoughts anyways at the start, because listen, when the clips go like viral like crazy, like yeah, I'd probably have similar thoughts. But there are channels like Noel, for an example, that covered really good stuff, and some other channels like Yuki Channel and some other stuff I'm sure people can mention where you do see a little bit more of the battle footage. I do think the game has that depth. There's this one here, you have to go full so I can read it. Not liking the art in the center, but everything else, the look of metal parts, the stadium, and the action is all really exciting. Can't wait to see what this new gen has to offer. Yeah, the art thing is very valid. If it's either you like it or you don't, that's kind of it. Like they have such varying kind of designs to them, so you know, it takes time. Even like Metal Fight for some of the earlier designs on the motifs. Not all of them were bangers. Pegasus was, though. Do we have anything else, or was that about it? Oh, no, we have more. Okay, good. They're different. They're honestly similar to Infinite NATO than a Beyblade design, especially with the gear gimmick. However, I don't hate it. Only minus in my book is the current lack of a good stadium for different format. Okay, so yeah, this is more like on the WBO perspective. Yeah, and listen, everyone can have their own different perspective. And again, you don't have to like it. Like that's perfectly fine. It's anyone's preference if you like it or don't like it. The only thing I would say, and obviously this goes for like in general, would just be try to give it a chance when it eventually comes out officially July 15th. And then after, if you like the gameplay, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Very exciting. The simple designs are just more appealing, especially after the last few burst gens where things just got out of control. Hopefully the anime and the manga is going to be more serious to switch things up more than tournaments, and maybe a grand tournament thing. Yeah, you know, if they could do something similar to Bakuten Shoot or something on that level or even greater, I would be pretty excited. But you know, I kind of wanted to show the opposing side here. You know, maybe some don't like it, and that's perfectly fine. It's good to see the other side of the coin. That way no one's going to say, oh, it's hype this, hype that. So people don't think, oh, he's just hyping up whatever. You see, I'm giving both perspectives here. Before we kind of give my thoughts on the products kind of a little bit more post on the hype stream, I want to cover the fact that the WBBA is dead. So the title's not really that inaccurate. There's no more WBBA. It's been rebranded to be Beyblade Battle Base. B4, Beyblade. I'm not too keen on the name. The name redone is just for rebranding. Obviously, if they're trying to kind of go on the more serious route, I guess they want to kind of give it some kind of cool name, or the Battle Base. So actually go on the other one that shows the hierarchy before we cover the store event stuff. So there is actually a hierarchy for kind of how the events work. So there's your bottom, which is your G3, or it says B4 there. There's your G2 and your G1. B4 is an organization that develops and holds the Beyblade competitions for the world. So again, they're taking this very seriously. So the idea here is like, you know, as you go up, it's like, you know, the store events, that type of stuff. What's really interesting is that all the way at the top, there's the Grand Prix. And keep in mind that they want to host like big events like the Masters tournament, which they want to hold in December. So it's pretty cool to kind of see the levels they're going through. So this is an example of a G3, which is there, or before store. So an example here for a cool prize could be Knight Shield, where it's coated in gold, and then after with a gold needle and a gold 380, and then after some Bay points. But I thought that was pretty neat. So here's some of the other stuff, which is pretty cool actually. So there's the S1. So basically, it's like an application thing, and it's what like people can do if they want to apply to host their stuff, and basically what they get rewarded with. So it's kind of cool. It's technically in the sense of like sponsored, but you get Bay points basically. But something I actually really wanted to focus on here is the fact that they are really supportive on the fan side. If you recall when we were doing the original report on the Yahoo Japan article, which maybe after the stream I can go link in the description, but they mentioned like 20 to 30% of the audience is from Burst was like adults. So obviously to see them do kind of like, I forgot, the Bladers Lab thing, to kind of do all this stuff, it's because they know the market is for adults. That's why they're so supportive of it. And that's why the focus on Beyblade X is so marketed towards that, which is smart for them, right? Because obviously everyone, the ones who spend the most money is probably going to be like us, right? But that's kind of where I wanted, and they're very supportive of it. So I'm very curious when we actually get to North America, when we get to Europe, you know, will they be able to support kind of stuff like, you know, Fighting Spirits Inc., aka WBO? Because to them, it's like a golden opportunity to where they can basically have all these events hosted. It's spreading Beyblade, and obviously it's getting the name out there and spreading the notoriety. So I thought that was pretty cool. Alrighty. Now we're going to kind of give our thoughts afterwards. I can't talk about Cobalt Drake because it's technically a rare may get battle, so I don't want to really focus on that too much. We're going to talk about the Start Dash set, and after I'll get some stuff on the chat. Or actually, you can just go on the images, and I can read the chats, and we'll go product by product. But for the BX07, it's just a basic recolor of drawn sword, and the stadium, and the launcher grip, and the string launcher, and then after that's the normal drawn sword. So the variation of the blue, I still wish they kind of did a little bit different, but I did want to talk about something else, which was BXG01. So BXG01 is supposed to be a booster. It was labeled officially boost. This is a C, right? This is how it's supposed to be facing, C. The price was like in between that of a starter and like I think it was like a regular booster, but we don't know what it is yet. But it's supposed to be in July, and I know a lot were kind of asking, where was the BXG01? Where's BX? We pre-ordered and
March.
We pre-ordered in March, so I don't know if it's July, it's July. If whatever happens later, we find out. But when I was kind of looking at that site, kind of reporting on it on the Hong Kong site that was talking about it, they labeled the stadium that's the Takara Tomy Mall exclusive and the Tokyo Toy Show exclusive as BXG02. So I'm assuming it obviously has to be some Beyblade recolor, something like that for promotion. What exactly it's going to be, I have no idea. We're only going to find out later, but it is supposed to be an actual product.
Yeah, exclusive from Toy Show.
Yeah, it could be an exclusive for the toy. Yeah, actually, that would make a lot more sense. Could be an exclusive for the Toy Show, or it could maybe be something like a store limited campaign thing. That could also be what it could be, maybe. It's up in the air, right? But the official release date, by the way, is July 15th, 2023, if you are wondering. And I do want to take it a little bit to the chat here just to kind of read, but I am very happy, first of all, on the global aspect. And yeah, let's kind of hit it on this one. Isn't Hasbro no longer touching this? So what I'll say is that if you saw the video when I talked about it, what I said was most likely they won't be involved because they're going under their place in New York for T licensing. So it could be strictly Takara Tomy that handles that distribution part and no more Hasbro, or it could be
ADK Motions.
Yeah, ADK Motions. Thank you for correcting me. But it could be co-branded like with Hasbro. That's what I'm saying, not 100%. Yeah, kind of like how Pro Series was, but
something we mentioned before.
Yeah.
Hasbro handles the distribution. That's all.
And maybe that's all they do, and it's just the same base as Takara Tomy, which I would hope at the bare minimum it's that. That's why I very much specified so many times in the video, like, hey, it could be that there's no more Hasbro, but, you know, wait till 100%. Either way, getting the base exactly like Takara Tomy is like a big win here worldwide. Hopefully the pricing, if will make sense, because if it's Hasbro's name, you know it's going to be scary on the pricing. So the new WBBA B4, people will still being able to use Burst for the... I'm not too...
Burst. I don't know.
Oh, you mean Burst BX? You mean the previous thing? If you're talking about the Bladers Lab thing or whatever, that type of stuff, I'm not too sure what you mean. Or if you're talking about because they did make actually assets for fan-run events during Beyblade Burst, I remember. So if you mean that, then whatever info we have is what we just reported on the site. Okay. I just hope Hasbro never gets their hands on Beyblade again. I would also hope so, but if it's the same as Takara Tomy, then, take what we can get, I guess. Please, Japan and America, they will not. They will not. If you saw the video, if not, I'll just say it again here. They specifically are saying, I'm pretty sure NA is going to be a lot later. End of the year. End of the year, or is it... End of the year could be end of the year, but end of the year... No, they say they'll begin operation, but I don't know if operation is that they're just starting, or if that's like they're sending out the product, so... It's kind of vague there, but either way, I would assume probably end of the year, kind of 2024. My idea was because they're doing the Masters tournament, they would maybe announce the official localized release for like North America then. That would make some sense to me. I hope they balance the format so it's not just attack or nothing. I would highly suggest you see some more footage. It is not really too attack biased from what I can see. I know because when you see the clip of it going fast, and I've seen it do it like it goes nuts. Now that Beyblade X has all this stuff going for it, an adult target audience, though, well, technically speaking, they did have that before, but now it's just like more marketed. But the whole thing is becoming sport. Having a chance at the Olympics, they wouldn't risk anything giving it to Hasbro.
2028.
Yeah, that'd be
2028 only.
yeah, that'd be funny. That'd be funny. The Beyblade Olympics. No, but I'm gonna be honest. The sports thing, I wouldn't take hyper literal like it's gonna be at the Olympics. I would never see that happening. I would be surprised if that happened. What I think they're really just trying to do is it's kind of like a they're just trying to get the more mainstream appeal of it. Like the sports thing is kind of just like a little bit of the marketing. Like technically it's already, like I talk about in the thing, but it's more just like mainstream that they want to get. Now, do you think in the future upgrades to Evolutions, bays will get more layers? So more separated parts? I don't know the top. I don't think the top they would probably do it, but probably on the ratchet they could probably separate that. Probably the ratchet's where they would have to, because that's where it holds together. They could do more, but I think it's in their best interest to keep it as simple as possible. And this was actually a good one because I think personally, because I think the bays are around like 40 grams or so. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think they can probably keep all the bays around the same kind of weights. They can probably keep it pretty close to each other. So I think it's very easy to do so. Like, it's very hard for them to kind of, like, creep really hard. Yeah, well, anything else for the chat that we'll try to go for and try to read. But, okay, here we go. With the bait point system, there's definitely going to be blooders that will likely be from Kyo's Game for Metal Fight. So this is obviously a joke because on getting all the products and competing at events for, like, the points, it's like the joke because back in Metal Fight, they were, like, trying to get all the bait points or whatever. Okay, here we go. There is a stronger focus on competitive. They're not literally pushing this out of sport. Yes, exactly this. It's just, they're trying to get it like more like outside of Japan and kind of more on those event stuff because it's not that Beyblade doesn't feel like that. Like obviously there's the WBO, but like officially by their hand, that's kind of what they want. And I think it's really cool. Like you kind of see it with stuff like with fighting games, TCG, even though like TCG is not like a sport or whatever, it's still like, you know, like that more mainstream. So I like that quite a bit. The thought of people like us in the West that can just go to a store and buy TT quality bays within the same day is just crazy to me. The new era of Beyblade is actually here, and this is something that's really nice about this era is that now it's a little bit less stress on, oh, what's Hasbro going to do to these bays? How's Hasbro going to screw up these bays? It's just like, it's a nice feeling, like back in Plastic Gin, back in Metal Fight, you know, it's a good feeling to have. It's a good feeling. Beyblade X Rev Up Launcher, that'd be scary. That'd be scary. The bay is going, I'm a little afraid of that. Concrete bay stadiums, I have no idea what you mean by this. I'm a little bit scared, actually. Okay. Will the Beyblade X app be internationally available? So right now, the release is for July 15th for Japanese. I assume after when it officially hits like Europe and NA, they'll probably do like an English version. Or they could just do an update, like a patch note, select your country, and then put it there. That would make sense. Okay, here you go. With Takara trying to turn Beyblade into a global sport, I think they kind of have to release things globally so that the country doesn't get a lot farther than others. Yeah. There probably will be a teensy bit of a gap, but not like before. I don't think it's going to be like in the previous generations, like I can only speak Metal Fight and Burst, but it's always like a year difference. You can't have that here.
No.
What'll probably happen...
Korea was 3 months.
Yeah, Korea was 3 months. So probably just a couple of months of difference would be most realistic because everyone has to be on the same pace to kind of be on that level. So yes, very good points there. I almost hit the comment. Do you think Beyblades in the UK, they'll have Beyblades in the UK because Hasbro started making them? Yeah, the UK is honestly terrible to see what's happened. I even know a lot of people that are there in the UK and they want to host tournaments and events on the WBO, but like Hasbro doesn't have anything there and it's very hard to get people interested. So I would hope they hit the UK because UK is definitely a market there that they can hit and it just makes sense. I think, so, I think that would be B4, I think what it's called, people still being able to use...
Better Business Bureau.
If you're talking about the general fan stuff, I'm not too sure on that regard. Kind of paradoxical to think keeping a simple layering could be beneficial to contribute to competitive side that they're striving towards. Yeah, you would think in the sense that if they had a kind of complicated like Metal Fight and kind of plastics. I mean, even plastics, no, plastic was, about the cap. No, plastic was quite a few parts. Yeah, I think the idea of simple too is just also accessibility, not too complicated. And this is no offense to anything previously. I think that's just the simple, the easier. Is there a chance since CT is going international that they'll be selling? No, it's only going to be Beyblade X, my friend. Only Beyblade X. TT Hasbro. If you mean burst, then true.
Bigger.
Wait, you said NA will get stuff at the end. What about Europe? And then, okay, so for places like Europe and whatever, you're going to have to see the video when I talk about Hasbro's Dead. I'm pretty sure something like it's Europe and North America, I think around that similar points near the end of like this.
Licensing.
So probably around then. But specific dates, you're only going to find out a little bit closer. Yeah, I was stressed of how badly Hasbro is going to do this time. Yeah. Okay, Cyprus has a good one here. Yeah, because this thing scrolls crazy. Even if the app isn't available, we can get the APK like Basecamp. And keep in mind, there are always like these third-party apps where you can just go to the Play Store or the App Store to get. So don't think it's too hard. Or just get a VPN to download it. What would happen? Okay, I'm just going to go to the next one. I'm going to wait until there's more customization for the base. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, they're starting off at the start. I would assume they'd probably kind of build, but probably not for a bit. At this point, I'm curious how they'll do different materials on the bits, like rubber and metal. Rubber, not too sure. Metal, I think, is inevitable. Like, I think probably... Oh, metal is definitely inevitable. Oh, actually, metal might be a little bit complicated because they would have to do two separate parts. The plastic on the top and the metal. Yeah, they could probably do it, actually. Oh, it's about the cap for a second. No, I almost hit it there. I have no idea on that one. Do you think the anime could be targeted towards a little bit more older audience and not be childish as burst? So what I would say is you can look at like even stuff like Metal Fight or Bakuten Shoot Beyblade, where the story, like even the credit where credit's due to Burst, even Burst's not really like too childish, like kind of maybe on the comedy side, but like even the older ones, they are a little bit more that serious. I don't think it's gonna be like kind of like the crazy stuff probably people are thinking of, but I think it, mature themes, whatever, it could be possible. But you can tell like a good story, not just have it be like like mature like that. I'm glad they're making Beyblade worldwide deal thanks to X. 100% X is good. I have no idea on other places around the world when they would go on sale. You would have to wait to see whenever they could announce it. What do you think of Beyblade X? What do you think is going to be the most competitive combo you've seen so far in Beyblade X? Okay, now, are you going to give my biased answer or my biased answer? We're going to go with my biased answer. You're already on that one. Good, okay. The Knight Shield is literally in the shape of Gravity Perseus from Metal Fight. Or you can say like Advanced Survivor, whatever the HMS of that one is called. Go full screen. That shape, I'm telling you right now, day one it's broken. Day one. That shape looks scary. If not that one, Drawn Sword looks like it's going to probably be hard hitting, but I swear to God, Knight Shield, don't sleep on it, because Knight Shield looks pretty scary with that shape.
Are these going to sell out when they release?
Oh, well, give me a second. I'll get to that. My family loves the big orange Hasbro Stadium. Hopefully TT can make something similar like that for Generation X. Yes, a little bit more of the square shape. I mean, I guess you can kind of get that with kind of like the X shape. But I would say, like, listen. Even though, if you preference the Hasbro Stadium, that's fine. Listen, this stadium's pretty exciting. I would say that the stadium is essentially, if you got the Hasbro concepts of like these stadium gimmicks and just like TT, like, did like the little, like a little salt, a little spice on it. Oh, yeah. I'm guessing Beyblade X as an esports sort of interest to me. Yeah, it would probably be something in that regard that you would probably see. I don't know if we could get to that level. It just depends on how success. A lot of it just depends on the marketing, how success.
It's a good start.
It's a good start, yeah. Are these going to sell it when they're released? Listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm even a seller, and I have to try to import things. Dude, the things sold out so... This is a good sign for Beyblade X, because as controversial as maybe all these changes are to the system, all this stuff, we had to restock so many times. These things went fast. I'm not talking about when we sold, like just to even get them, like this, like it keeps going. So it's got to be something, man. Essentially, would you say that the rubber and plastic is great of all the burst sales are going to be a poor investment unless you're collecting memorabilia? I would say even if you got burst stuff or whatever, you can still enjoy it. Like, I know a lot of people that just play with the plastic generation, HMS, Metal Fight, burst. Even if, let's say, you got this stuff or even got it late, you can still enjoy it. It's still fun to enjoy it. There are good things like the WBO, which give a support to fans who kind of want to enjoy the hobbies together. They have legacy events for Metal Fight, for Burst, some are for Plastics, maybe some are for HMS, depends who's the organizer in the area, but there's still ways you can still enjoy it. Even if you have it, it's still nice. It's still a good piece to have, so don't think, oh, I invested in it, now it's for nothing. Also, I want to talk about the Roblox collab, but we got literally nothing.
Roblox is summer.
It's summer. That's about it. The app going global would be their best option if they're serious. Yeah, 100% on this. 100%. Yeah. Plus two. I'm wondering. I'm like, yeah, they definitely have to do that. Do you think no? Even if Hasbro is doing co-branded, that means the base will still be 1-to-1. The only thing you would have to worry about if Hasbro is doing co-branding is the prices for the markets that Hasbro is going to do, because we can already tell that if you look at Marvel Legends and a lot of the stuff that they like to put the price up. So let's hope if it is co-branded, the prices are good. Either way, the prices are good in general. Attack types will have the speed of the stadium gimmick on their side, and defense types will have crazy shapes judging by Night Shield. Yeah, plus two, don't think it's kind of, oh, if I have a defense and a stamina, I'm dead. Like, there are different ways to dodge and evade, and a lot of it's going to come to, look, I'm going to tell you like this. When eventually we get these bases in hand, I might even do a stream with my father. We'll try to just do testing on all the launch stuff and then after launch videos, because it's exciting. What color/combinations are you looking forward to in the future bays? Okay, get drawn sword. Wait, do you have the drawn sword image? Any drawn sword? Any blue? I need this in red. I am biased to red. I am very biased to red.
I'll get you this one.
Red. Okay, so that's the good one. Okay, some colors I think I'd like to see. Red. Okay, I'm gonna stop playing now. I would really like pink and purple. I think more on the pink side because I think they've been kind of neglecting that color. And there is some pretty cool pink recolors like Screechite and purple. There's like Salamander and Zero G random booster. I think it's just a cool color. Like pink and blue or not pink and blue, purple and blue in particular. It depends on the shades, but that type of color scheme I really, really like. Night Shield reminds me of pre-hyped Real Libra. I can kind of see it, I guess. I can kind of see it. Thoughts on Drake? Well, my thoughts, hold on. I can probably pull it up on my screen that you can share. Well, let me first find Drake. Listen, Drake is the best one, which it makes sense because it's a rare bay. It makes sense because it's a rare bay. Okay.
Full screen?
Yeah, kind of. Wait. Yeah, don't go full screen yet. Don't go full screen yet. Let me just get on here. I think if my particular thing, and I mentioned this last week for Beyblade X, okay, is going to be sharing my screen, so I have the screenshot here. Okay, look at this. Yeah, go to my screen now. Okay, if they do more designs like this, you can probably do it where it's just me and the screen there. If they do more designs like this, where the face, that detail is molded on, then I think it's going to be the best. It's such a good callback to the plastic generation for kind of that design. I really like it a lot. And I feel it makes it, I don't know, it pops out more to the eyes. It's like visually, like it looks, I'm not even talking about the middle, which even the middle part looks really, really good. But
it's a good sign. They can do any color, not just metal.
Yeah, please. No more gray. No more gray. If it has to be painted, be painted. Otherwise, I'm going to be painting them for the videos. I got to get that hobby paint or whatever. It's good to paint on that type of. Actually, I don't even know if it's metal. It's probably, or what type of metal it is. Okay. Anyways. Okay. I need to address this. Okay. This is like for Beyblade X has zero connection to Beyblade Burst. That is in the characters. That is in everything. It's entirely separate. I know people are asking this because they grew up on the Burst generation and they're not used to transitioning to like the new generation. So I don't mind answering, but yeah. Flame Sagittario, I have heard that's quite a bit, but shout out Sir Squiddy86 for mentioning Beat Links because of that chip. Get the Wizard Arrow. Get the yellow one. The yellow one, Wizard Arrow. Get Wizard Arrow. Come on. That's my favorite one. And I've listened to a lot of stuff. Shout out to the 4Gaming podcast. I listened and I heard their favorites were Wizard Arrow. So very good podcast that they have a very based opinion on that one. 100%. What do you think of the Beyblade X? You know, stickers here. That's also good. Oh, wait. I just noticed something. Wait. Is there actually paint on the Wizard Arrow? Wait, so they put detailing on... No. Get off mine. Get off mine. What are you doing? Get off mine. Go on the thing there. Yeah, they have a little section painted on the Wizard Arrow there. Or is that plastic? No, that's painted, right? Oh, I did not notice that. So they can do it on Wizard Arrow, but they can't do it on Hell Scythe or... Okay, well, maybe that's a good sign that for the future ones, they realize they can add more detail. Yeah, look at that. That's my favorite one. It's red, obviously. Yeah, I didn't even realize that. Okay, now let me read this. What do you think of the Beyblade X adapter for Metal Fight in the patents? Do you think they might introduce something seriously to introduce as the Beyblade X meta evolves? So to address the patents, I think a lot of this stuff was really just early on in the... I think I hit the mic for a second, sorry. Early on in the design. I don't think you'll probably see all the stuff they kind of had on there. A lot of the stuff is kind of a little bit prototype, so... Could they evolve it? Most certainly. To what extent, that's going to really just depend as we go on. Do you think the Beyblade X enemy will have a high... no clue. When we get more info, I can answer this. I have no idea. I have no idea. The minimalistic designs on the base look so clean. It's awesome. And listen, I also understand the perspective that, hey, put something else other than just pure gray. So that's why Wizard Arrow is the best one. Okay, here we go. I'm kind of concerned with the pricing. Either way, Hasbro co-branded or full TT, knowing that we have to deal with imports. I feel it's always going to be an issue either way. So, it's going to kind of come with it. I obviously hope it's going to be fine. Actually, well, I mean, I'm a seller, so actually, I hope it's going to be good for my situation. Okay. There's a joke. Actually, no, it's not a joke. Modelbase.com. Okay, wait, no, I just answered this one. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. The chat is scrolling. I think the ratchet is also metallic paint red. Yeah. Okay, me and my friend are the best players in my country. When we get Beyblade X releases, do you have any advice for Beyblade X combos? When we get it. Yeah, I don't know. What do you want me to say? The red Wizard Arrow looks like Achilles. Yeah, kind of like that type of red kind of has. Looks like Vulcan? I can see. I can kind of see. I can kind of see. I hope we get to see live broadcast for the tournaments. Yeah, if you mean like the official events when... Wait, do you mean if we're hosting events if we do live, or you mean in general?
Yeah, in Japan.
Oh, in Japan. Oh, that'd be nice. I wonder how the burst base will behave in the stadium. I'm going to give kind of a hot take right now. I don't think... I mean, we'll try it for a video because content, right? But I don't think any of the gens will be... Even if you remove the guard, the little gear thing will be that good in that stadium.
This is gonna ruin...
I don't... Because... No. I'm talking about... Yeah, okay, I get the burst joke. No, I mean, even if you remove the gears on the thing, I don't think Metal Fight Bays, even the burst ones, or even the plastic ones will work too well. I mean, we could see, but I doubt. Okay, this one I answered, so I accidentally hit it again. They might introduce it to make it easier for older friends to come back to the hobby. Oh, no, like a physical one. Yeah, sorry. Okay, what do you want for future gimmicks, materials, additives to be on the next season of Beyblade X Base? Try your best for the creations. I want to point you to probably the smartest gimmick they ever did, which was on Phantom Fox, Striker Drone, Venom Diabolos. The idea of an additional Beyblade. They can easily do it where there is that kind of gimmick where it separates. If they do that, that's the best release. They have to do it. That's the number one. That's the number one more than anything. That's easy to do if they wanted to, that they should definitely do. Drawn Sword kind of looks like a beefed up Galaxy Pegasus. I will assume you mean because of the... It's nothing at all with the shape. I assume you mean like the paint color. What's the WBBA? The WBBA is the world... Oh, you just... Okay, well, see, they just answered. Okay, hey, fair enough. Okay, here we go. I'm wondering how they're going to be implementing the gimmicks in the Blade, Ratchet, and especially the bit in later seasons. So, here's a good thought that I was trying to have. And this is a very good question. How do they... I have to hit this again each time. How are they going to do it? The Blades... I'm not too sure they'll do it. I think they can just get away with the shape. If you want me to kind of like, technically speaking, they advertise Night Shield as shock absorption, even though that makes no sense at all, but they could still, they could maybe go the route of adding gimmicks, but I think the metal shapes will probably just be metal shapes. Now the Ratchets, they definitely could do stuff like free spin, maybe actual different shapes. I don't know how, like, kind of like Metal Fight on the spin tracks. Maybe they could do a fused Ratchet bits. Actually, I don't know if they could do that. But bits, they could just do metal. That's kind of the easiest thing that they can do. So that one I don't think should be too complicated. But yeah. Reminds me of Blitz Striker so much, just in a burstish format. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I just hope they have lots of ads memorable. Okay. What would you want to... What new Beyblade avatar would you want to see in the new Gen 4? Okay. Now, this is actually a good question. What would be a good one that I would want to see? We already got dragons. What do I don't even know if I can answer this one right now. A shark. A shark, 100%. Fornius was so cool, and they slept on it. So if they do a shark, that's going to be a good one. I'm not too sure. I would like some more fantasy stuff. Maybe some... Oh, actually, they already did a wizard. So maybe like kind of like maybe like goblins, that type of stuff. I think kind of with the Hasbro exclusives type of kind of explored. I think they could lean into the mythology. I mean, I actually would implore them to, because it'd be interesting. Okay. Will this release globally to the West as well as Asia at this? No, different times. It is going to be a gap either way from the Japanese release to there.
Even the Asia is supposed to be different.
Yeah, even in Korea, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Taiwan, there's going to be a delay. Imagine if they added a fusion gimmick from Zero G in the future. Now that would be sick. They could. My only issue is that they would have to basically design it where it's a lot lighter to do that. The biggest thing is I don't want them to repeat the same issue with weight creep. It would be cool to see how they a nothing bit performs. Okay, so you mean like a spring bit? Yeah. I think it's just a little bit complicated. Oh, actually, maybe I'm just not thinking that big, but I'm not too sure they could fit certain gimmicks into the bits. But I don't think you need that. Like the plastic generation for the bottoms, not all of it at the start was too much on the gimmick side for the bottoms. They're kind of basic, but there's definitely some variation. I realize these based on will eventually have recall since I was super popular with Burst. My friend, you should see some of the battles now. And you see how crazy the battles actually get. Imagine I don't want to imagine a full rubber one, but if you mean layer, please no. A full metal core feels like Fafnir dual spin would be easy to do as well. Well, it'd probably be easy to do, but I don't want them to do it. I think they should actually avoid doing that. I'm going to probably cover this on the left spin video, but I actually think they should avoid dual spin and left spin as much as possible and only do it as scarcely as possible. Like, the only excuses I want them to do a left spin is one left spin, and anything else should just be a remake of like a Dragoon or something. That's it. Or like El Drago Destroyer or something. That's about it. A tire would be nice. Yeah, like Drigger from Gen 1, definitely. Just imagine we could make our own custom base in the future. Sadly, they have rivets, so that's going to be very hard to do. Do you think TT should make the Gen X base get bigger and bigger every year, or no? No. Avoid what Burst did. Avoid the creep of making the things larger. Just keep them... You can literally do it where it's just a similar shape and just varying in shapes and sizes. You don't have to do it where the size gets so big. Maybe you could... The most I would want them to add is maybe customization, but that's about it. I want them to avoid as much as possible where it doesn't get too complicated. Red Wizard or Blue Knight Shield? Okay, so you have to go on the Blue Knight Shield because I was kind of sleeping on this. And this is on our store, by the way. Okay, I'm going to say I already said my pick, so I'm going to ask my father. Between the Knight and the Wizard, which one's your favorite? The Red Wizard or the Blue Knight?
The red.
The red? Okay, I'm sorry to the blue fans. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I just hope for future generations it won't... Yeah, exactly. This is my worry, too. Would rubber sharp work as... Yeah. It'd be very easy. Literally just do the needle bit. It's needle, right? Rubber. That's it. It'd be goofy if they did remakes in the Beyblade X form. No, I haven't... that's a video idea. Sorry, guys. No. I'm kidding. That'd be messed up. No, I think the two things I'll kind of show Photoshop afterwards and probably in that video. My idea is either how they could probably do remakes in Beyblade X, or if they want to give their own take on the thing. Either way, it's printing money on the remakes, however they execute it. Maybe the route you could have a spring inside, you could swap bits. Yep. I don't want to see Unite or a CS bit either. I disagree, but you are entitled to your opinion, my friend. What's this about no WBBA? It's rebranded as Beyblade Battle Base, so it's now called B4. So it's no WBBA, but it's under a new name. So technically it's dead, and it's just a new name. It's like when they're rebranding in the marketing. What do you expect for the string launcher performs better than Ripcord? That's pretty much how it goes. I'm assuming probably like September, October, they gotta do like a separate release for string. I think that's what they did for Burst. What if they made a Necromancer themed Furby? Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. They kind of got like the skull stuff going on. What if more girl characters showed up in Gen 4? That would be very good for representation, so I'm here for it. If they did a Shark Bay, I hope they base the color scheme off the Hasbro blue. Yeah, so blue and black like Fornius. Yeah, that'd be a pretty cool one. Okay, we'll do a few more. I feel like you could put a metal chip where the bit base is. I would want them to avoid it as much as possible. I agree with the weight creep thing. That said, how do you think they'll evolve the Beyblades without creeping? Okay, So I got a good one. You're gonna hear me out. Hear me out. If you go to the plastic generation, and I know because it's plastics, it's not exactly the same, but if they just, keep it relatively the same weight, unlike the blades, just do different shapes, and you're pretty much good. Even evolutions, just do different shapes. Just have it around the same ballpark, and you avoid it. Because once we get to because Metal Fight's issues, like you hit the maximum series, actually technically it was gravity, but maximum series, it was like Libra and all this stuff. Then you hit like 4D, and like 4D is already jumping up because now they're shoving all these things into it. And then after you have like 0G, now 0G is adding even more, like they keep building on it. So I don't think they don't need to do it. I don't think it's a necessity is kind of what I'm kind of trying to think of.
Okay.
So
before we get more questions.
Sure.
Anime North.
Oh, we have to. Okay, yeah. Before questions, I got to do a plug for Anime North. Go on the full screen. Okay, so for Anime North, we have for 3 days. If you are in,
there is a tournament in Toronto.
Yeah, this is a tournament in Toronto. We have events for 3 days. We have one burst event that's on the Saturday. The Friday is also a burst event, but it's a variation on the games we're playing in the rule set. Sunday, if you go to Sunday there, Sunday. Sunday, there's 2 options. There's the attack driver only option, and there's the Metal Fight limited option. I would also like to give a little announcement. By the way, sign up and please, if you can attend. The only admission is just the ticket to get in. Okay, now I have a little.
There's Friday.
Yeah, there's Friday to the DB Stadium thing. That one, I came up with that idea. It was a very fun idea to try to test out. I know the store plug we do has a few more questions before we get to that. Okay, mallofbays.com, before we continue, mallofbays.com. Listen, I do want to actually give credit to a lot of our fans and supporters because we did sell out quite a bit. I do appreciate a lot of the support. A lot of this goes into 1, covering the cost to eventually ship out this stuff. 2, also helping out the channel for the future to support us, so I do appreciate anything. Now for the announcement, at Anime North, I do have a cosplay that is, hold on, I don't have the suit because it's upstairs, it's alright. But, look at this. I'll be as Power. I don't know if I'll get a blown wig or not, but I do have the devil horns. I'm not going to get the contacts for the eyes. Listen, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm blind without my glasses. So if I had contacts, I would be operating like this the whole time, like I can't see. Okay, now I'll go back to a few more things. And very, very good live show today. Very good discussion. In my opinion, they need more stadium variation for Beyblade X. So this one, I think, is a very good kind of comment. And I agree with this actually a lot. What I would think they should do, if they're going to do more stadiums, and I know they're trying to really push on the sport and the competitive side, but do stadium variations. Like maybe do a cool one where maybe it's like different shapes where they could bounce around. Like I understand some on the competitive side.
There's a black and the green. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a black and green, but I think that was for the commercial. But yeah, do variants. Maybe do
still waiting for left spin weight.
Yeah, still waiting. Maybe like different customized on like the gears or whatever. But I would definitely agree on the variation stuff. I don't want any bearing or, like that type of defense. They always create LAD metas that destroy the attack metas. So this is something I'm going to actually cover also in another one, but their biggest thing they have to worry about is really just the resistance. You can have a bearing, all this type of stuff, but if they nerf the resistance, then I don't think it'll be too much of an issue. That's the best thing about Beyblade X is that they finally, 2 more brain cells at the Karatomi HQ that they finally realize, like, hey, we know how to balance it out, at least at the start. I think that the pair gens will always have the metal contact points, and the impair will always have the metal. Yeah. Is there a few more?
Yeah.
What else to scroll down? Okay. What do you think about the new characters? Very fresh designs. Okay, this is a good one. ZANKYE's power is real. Yeah, very real. I will be taking pictures after the event for sure. Okay, hold on. Yeah, hold on. I'll be there. All right. We'll dab it up then. So, for how much of the bays are prone to have a radical gimmick days until the official... No, so anything you see right now is just the base. There's not really any crazy kind of stuff going on right now. Would you agree that the heaviest they should go is around 50 to 60 grams? If not, what do you think? 40 to 50. 40 to 50, and even I think 50 is a little bit too much. 40 to 50 is the ballpark they should be touching. At least, yeah, for the total combo weight.
Thanks to Mark Masaki.
Oh, is there a thing? I can't read on here. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Thank you, ZANKYE, and your dad. Thank you so much for the support, man. I greatly appreciate it a lot. Sorry, I'm reading on the thing, so I lose my focus sometimes when I'm reading. Adding more parts would affect their size, kind of like bursting. Yeah, it depends how they do it. I think it should be thin how they do it. Try to spreading out the parts. If they're tracks like 60 and 80, we'll eventually have 140. Yeah, they put increments of 20. And I'm also wondering how tall they can be, because they're already kind of... Okay, I'm going to use power for an example. They're already kind of like this, right? For how tall they are. So I don't know how I'm already kind of a short guy. I don't want to get intimidated by the bay. It's going to be like a 6'4" bay, and I'm gonna feel short. Even with late metal fight, the power creep wasn't as crazy as late. Yeah. Well, okay, yes and no. Zero-G Synchrome's absolutely murdered all of 4D. I think, I'll be honest, it's two sides of the same coin. They're both as bad to me. Dronstar looks like Valkyrie. Yeah, okay. Yeah, some of these... okay, well, I will say Dronstar definitely is taking that Brave Valkyrie shape, but now finally Brave can be useful for something in its life that it can be good for. How would you want a new character to look like? I don't know. Whatever the designer is doing, she's doing a great job. I could see the next version of the stadium having an X dash on both sides. Could be something. Yeah, definitely the height. So yeah, this is just coming the height variation. The avatar names are goofy. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you right now. They gotta find out more names, okay? Like we got like Rock Leone, okay? You're gonna tell me that Rock sounds cool. Listen, if we want a nitpick, okay, we can go. But I understand. Oh, I understand. When you get scroll down a bit more. Thanks so much. Yeah. Thank you. No, thank you a lot for the support. No, I greatly appreciate it. Don't you think the Beyblades are too tall compared to the previous generations? It's relative. So I guess compared to that, it definitely would be. But what am I missing in the chat? Am I missing something?
Yes, thank you.
Oh no, of course, yeah. Listen, I have to scroll and I have to catch up on the chat. So if I accidentally miss it, that's why. Okay. What else was there? I wonder if they'll make more complex names like Sharp Wizard or something. Yeah, Mickey Mouse Arrow Wizard. Forget it. That joke was bad. Okay, I'll hold the L on that one. We need to see you as Power on YouTube. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be vlogging afterwards, after the event is done. I'm going to try to do the silly little dance that they do in the thing when they do the... I'll try to do that. When you get the stadium, do you know if the jagged driver on Death Side 3rd, you can try... Yeah, I mean, we can definitely try, but probably won't work the same because it's the height that matters for it to interact, but I get the general idea you're trying to say. Do you think that they might do any form of mode changes with the bit? I feel like they could, but I don't know. The hard thing to answer with this is that I don't know how the parts are designed to say if they could, but I think it'd be neat. If they don't, I want to be honest with you, I'm not too lost. Do you think that there'll be a Gen X Maximum Grid Tripio type of bay? I feel like that's already... Get the green one. That's basically Knight Shield, no? Which, ironically, because Aero Knight, Tripio, Garuda, Air Knight, I thought, oh, the gimmick is Airflow. I still cannot fathom why they're advertising the gimmick as Shock Absorb. That is your canonical gimmick that they've advertised as. I still don't get it. Do you think there'll be a change that... I don't think you're going to get the exact same. If you... think about it like this. Anything that's probably like the Metal Fight Performance Tips is probably what you could realistically see in Gen X. I hope that they don't do electrical bits. It'd be very OP. I don't even think... I mean, well, it'd be probably fused to the Ratchet, but... It'd be cool, but I don't know if it's realistic if they could do it. Do you think they could do like a hybrid thing for Beyblade X? It'll be a lot of money. I'm asking you, do you think? You pause. It's like, do you think?
No.
Probably not. But would it be cool? Yeah.
Probably.
I like how these types are actually relatively consistent in what they do. They didn't seem to muddle the types as much in the beginning as they did with Birth. Yep. I would agree with that. They could go do the 4D route and fuse the Ratchet. Yeah, this I think is very realistic. That's very realistic. I hope they don't make a Savior Valkyrie type bay. Don't slander Savior. Everyone slanders the stock combos, the bays, because it doesn't... Say, I swear, man. You're saved today, but like Savior Valkyrie, like listen, the Savior Blade is good. Just don't think of it paired on the Valkyrie core. Trust me, man. Trust me. What if there are rubber gears on the bit in the future? Yeah, it definitely could be a possibility. Yeah. How would that work, though? Well, that'd be scary for... Cause I'm just thinking how it would interact. Maybe that works or not. I have no idea. Ratchet admits they can visit the... Yeah, if they do engine gear. I actually thought about this would be the smartest marketing thing possible. It's already in the name. Engine gear, gear sports. Engine gear is literally just a very simple design system. You wind it up and it activates around. Dude, do you know how easy that is to do it for gear sport? It's money right there. It's money right there. If they watch these videos, that's free money. That is free money. Charge a little bit more, whatever. I don't care. That's a good idea. Engine gear. They make a jumping base in every generation. It will come. Oh my god, a jumping one. That'd be. I'm wondering how that would interact. I guess they could, but I'm wondering how it would trigger. Yeah, you're right. I guess it'd have to be a bulky ratchet bit for that to work. We'll do a few more, and then after we'll try to wrap up a bit. But very good discussion actually for this live, because I don't think we're gonna do a live next Sunday because that's MA North, and I'm gonna be coming back after, probably really tired from the 3 events. Do you think the anime that's going to be coming out on there is going to go and put the evolution of the Beyblade like how they did in the past gens? Okay. So this one, I think there's like a general confusion. And to be fair, I also thought this. My thoughts before the official announcement was, like, give an example, like Drawn Sword. Okay, these are like the manga bays. And then they'll do anime bays where it's evolved. But the anime is starting in like the fall. So they're using the same bays. So I was like, oh. I mean, they'll eventually evolve it, but it's not going to be like that difference like all the other gens, which surprised me. Hello. This new generation is from Hasbro. So you can probably go back on the stream before or see on the video Hasbro's did, whatever. They're going to be handling the distribution and that thing on, what is it, like somewhere in New York, whatever, in the T licensing. It could still be co-branded by Hasbro, but it's not going to be the same screw up as Hasbro.
There's nothing from Basel.
Yeah, well, nothing like how they did in the past, at least.
They ruined.
No, they killed it. I'm waiting on the Quad Strike anime to finish, man.
The stores are empty.
I'm waiting for Quad Strike to end, man. I got a victory lap. I got a victory lap, man.
Quad Strike base in US, shelves empty. In Canada, shelves empty.
Listen.
It's the starters.
We did 2 Hasbro rents. I got a victory lap on Quad Strike. I got a victory lap, man. I got a victory lap on there for stuff to say. So I do got content to say. This is a good one. Will TT should do this if they're not. I said this, I think. No, I'm not going to take full credit. I think I said it. I don't know if I said it in the video or if I said it kind of. But this, hold on. This, very good comment. They should do this. A partner program for creators. They should do a thing where it's like brand ambassadors. I think, I don't know what brands do this that I can think. I think Nintendo does this, I'm pretty sure. But like Beyblade ambassadors, you could have like a lot of the top Beytuber creators. That I think would be a very good idea that they should do.
It's not hard to find them.
Yeah, it's not. Listen. I know hard feelings on that. No, I'm kidding. They would probably, if they were to do it, it'd probably just be creators in Asia. But if they're doing global, it'd be cool to see if they could. Yeah. Will the next generation of Bays? Will the next? Oh, you're talking about this generation? Add more details. Hopefully they do in Beyblade X. Hopefully. What about the special moves for the bays? Drawn Sword, Slash Attack. There you go. Hell Scythe. Scythe Slash. You're welcome. I'm kidding.
This is all.
The Ratchet, yeah. The Ratchet could have a spring like Einstein MS. Okay, that's the thing, because I'm not cultured on HMS because I can't afford it. So, yeah, okay, so yeah, fair enough then, fair enough. I want to do a few more. It was a good discussion. It was probably better than the original live stream. Do you think Beyblade will cover all the major sports? No, I don't think you're gonna see like sports commentators covering Beyblade.
Just in the tournaments, yeah, we're gonna.
Hold on, I'll cover that in a second. No, hold on. There's a very good sports commentator that I like listening to. Hold on, I'm gonna give you an example. Where you're like Stephen A. Smith, right? You're not going to see him talk about Beyblade. As much as I would pay to see that, probably not. Probably not. Would I love to see that? Yeah. Would you probably see it? No. Would you most likely... What I do want for commentators is just people who are educated on the Beyblade stuff. But, okay. I want to go a few more a little bit different.
Will ZANKYE be the tournament?
Tournament?
X tournament.
Okay. Do you think that they will do tournament? Is this the right one? Okay, well, I'll read it anyways because they said it anyways. You think they'll do tournaments in a giant coliseum like in the anime in real life? No, probably in the basic one. Okay, let me go find. Okay, there you go. Well, ZANKYE and Beyblade X tournament. Now listen. Okay. Now there are two. Now there are two answers to this. If you mean official events like the Master Tournament, if it is feasible and it is open invite to go and attend, and let's say they host it in, give me like a location for an example around the world.
Malaysia.
Okay, let's say like Malaysia or whatever, or Japan or France, you know what I mean? Wherever it is, if I can afford it, I will be there and I will crush them all. No, well, actually, no, maybe I will. If you mean fan-run events, the WBO, the World Beyblade Organization.
Will start in July.
We're going to be starting after the launch. We're going to be hosting, shout out Dan, by the way, we're going to be hosting Beyblade X events. So if you mean that, the answer is yes. If you mean like officially, I would love to. I would love a Kitsune or a Fox avatar. The base? Okay. Speaking of partners, they should be able to make kinds of bays for the big bay tubers. Realistically, didn't they? But no, they did that in Burst, didn't they? What was the Chozi Valkyrie? Was it the Hercules, the Tokai on Air thing, or wasn't it like some big YouTube channel? I remember, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did it. They could. They definitely could. It'd probably just be like a color scheme or something. Give me the signal. I just want to read a few more just so we're good. ZANKYE needs to work with TT for giving out the people techniques. True. Okay. I think we got out quite a bit of the good discussion. Okay, so I want to give you kind of just... actually, wait, did we kind of go over the products?
Yeah.
Did it go over my favorite one on each of them?
No.
Yeah, let's go over my favorite one on each of them. Drawn Sword, it's very explosive. So my thing is, when I'm thinking about bays, it's not just design, it's also performance. Because if it does good and it looks good, then it's kind of like a 2 and 2 for me. Hellscythe I'm vibing with a lot. So, okay, Drawn Sword, I'm giving it, it's all right for me. Probably I'm going to like a lot more performance-wise. Hellscythe, between the main four, Hellscythe is like 3rd place. I think Drawn Sword has to be 4th, unfortunately. No, actually, no. Swap Drawn Sword and the Knight, because for the colors, whatever, and visual appearance, that's how I feel. So Drawn Sword is going to be 2nd place. Hellscythe, no, damn. Okay, Drawn Sword, you can't do this to me. Drawn Sword, 3rd place. Final, 3rd place Drawn Sword. 3rd, no, damn it. I'm losing my mind. Okay, 4th is the Knight, 3rd is Drawn Sword, 2nd is Scythe, 1st is Wizard. Sorry, I was gonna have like a panic attack if I kept confusing myself. And for the boosters now, go for the boosters. I mean, I like this more than the original color scheme of the Knight. It has a way better color scheme to me. I like the blue. Yeah, obviously the Wizard arrow. I did not even realize it did actually paint those sections there. Why didn't they do more of that? Or is that lighting? That can't be lighting. No, or maybe that's plastic. Either way, I like more of that. The sets one, do I like this more than the original Drawn Sword? For the color, at least? Can I see the original Drawn Sword for 1 second?
Which one is that?
The original blue one. It's really that. It's just a little bit more of a.
It's minor. They did it before with Burst.
Oh, like the Valkyrie. Go back on the thing. Just one more time on the set. I want to be sure of this. I don't know. You can pick either. They're kind of the same to me. Shadow by the launcher grip, by the way. Now between these 3. Okay, now this. No, wait, go back on the 3. Go back on the 3. Between those 3, between Wizard Arrow. Stop switching. Just keep on one image. Wizard Arrow, Knight Shield, and the Hellscythe. I'm gonna have. You wanna know what? I think last place might be the Hellscythe. I don't even think it looks bad. I just like I actually like the Wizard first of all a lot because I like the color thing. The Knight one, the red's just vibing a lot. I would also hope, by the way, go back on the full of the. Now you go back on the full of the image, and I want to kind of address this. But something Metal Fight did with like the facepalt designs and the motifs. Go on the full image of the bays there. If they can play around with the outlines of the bays, so if you notice on the art, they have very thick outlines to them. I want them to play with kind of the special effects that they're doing. You kind of see it a little bit. There's a little bit of fire, there's a little bit of lightning, kind of like this little pizzazz effect, right? Play around with the outline colors. Like imagine if the outline on the green one was maybe like a pinkish or whatever. play around with that, because that's something that Metal Fight did a lot with the outlines of the actual art. So if they do that, I think that would be really good. And I think that's kind of it for the rest of the stuff. But I'll cover. From an old school blader from the 90s to the new gen, tell me, when you say this is going to be a sport, how far will the tech actually go? So in terms of a sport, consider stuff like kind of like esports, kind of like fighting games. So you know, kind of like how there are games like Street Fighter, kind of like those popular fighting games, like these big Evo events. Like they kind of treat it as like a digital sport, like an esport. So even though they kind of marketed it as sport, the reality is when they're kind of trying to take Beyblade 4, they kind of mean in a sense just like kind of like more events, but kind of just more mainstream notice, because like Beyblade is kind of mainstream, kind of like people know about it, but like really competing. So kind of think in that regard. It's not sports in the literal sense, like the joke in my thumbnails that I Photoshop Ronaldo holding like hell scythe, right? But like obviously it doesn't mean like not hyper literal in the sports sense. How can one join before live in Japan? Or no. If actually, however worldwide's gonna work. Okay, actually, I don't have a good answer for this actually. So fair enough.
Maybe they can get partners worldwide.
WBBA is open, eh? I mean, Fighting Spirit Inc. is open. So if Takira told me listen to these streams, listen.
We can host it.
Oh yeah, I'll take the opportunity. Okay, I want to go over the plans for the rest of this week. Okay, first of all, I need to address the controversy because I was supposed to do a Chozy tier list. What's my excuse? Listen, the news hit. I haven't had time. I want to cover Beyblade X because right now, one, obviously it's relevant. I will try to do, I'll try to do this week. It's going to be by this month. Honestly, I can probably do it. The rest of the videos this week are going to be kind of discussions focused on the gimmick side of Beyblade X, left spin stuff. What else is there going to be? There's Throwback Thursday. You're going to get 2 videos. One we got sent something, so I'm going to obviously do it. That'll be a Metal Fight video, and the other one's a Plastic Gen video, which actually I don't want to reveal who it is, but actually no, I think I can. It won the poll. Wait, let me double check to be sure before I spoil who it is. Whatever won the poll.
Do we have an unboxing?
Yeah, Dronzer GT.
Stars.
Yeah,
Thursday.
Yeah, we have an unboxing. Yeah, that's the spot. That's the thing we got
show
sent.
it?
I want to keep it as a surprise. If I show it, then they already know.
Well, they should see it.
Okay.
They don't see it in place.
All right. Well, I have to give them a plug then. All right. I have to plug their thing because they did give it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to be fair here. All right, listen. This is they sent it for free. So, shout outs to Portal Zero. I don't know if this is public or not, but if it is, they actually did a very good design dual metal fight grip. Just fair enough.
They do for burst.
Yeah, if they do this for yeah.
Do the Portal Zero, show the thing.
Look how good this is.
Portal Zero.
Portal Zero. Hold on. This is your plug, guys. All right, see, I'm fair. Okay, I'm fair. You sent it. Very good design. This is for Thursday. They use magnets, by the way. That's very smart in the design. If Portal Zero does this for Beyblade X or Beyblade Burst, sign me up. Sign me up. Yeah, but okay. Yeah, the one the poll is Dronzer GT. So that's for this Thursday. Dronzer GT. Okay, I can literally, if you go on the full thing on mine here, check this out. Go on my screen. Look at this. I'm a little disappointed in the results, but look at go on my screen here.
Hold on, okay, 1 second.
Oh, are you getting it? Yeah. Okay. This was an insane sweep, which I'm a little surprised with, but I'm gonna read you the results. Mark Wahlborg, I'm very disappointed with this. And it was the first. Nobody can say my polls are rigged. The first option, they say it always wins. What about now? Mark couldn't do it. And this was actually the one I wanted the most. 21%. Venus, 7%. God, 6%? Wow. And 66% for Dronzer GT. You're going to see that reverse engine gear turbo action. And mine seems to be functioning pretty well, so I can probably at least luck out a few battles with that. But yeah. Stay tuned for that. Anything else? Okay, yes, because I almost forgot to mention this. For the Hasbro people, Quad Strike officially returns this Saturday. They're going to be airing another episode. I don't know if I'm going to be able to cover it in time because I'm going to be doing Anime North, so I'm probably going to have to be... I don't know how the hell I'm going to do it, actually. I'll figure out a way. But I'll be covering the episode. Wow, it's going to be really tough to actually do, but the episode, and I'll try to do an interview, whatever, also for that week. And yeah, no, that's kind of it. And probably Sunday you'll probably see maybe tournament footage Or maybe have some video. Aside from that, if there are any questions that I missed, you can kind of leave it in the comment section below.
Subscribe to Noel.
And let me pull up his channel. Hold on, wait. Before you get out of here, people. Before you get out of here. Whoa, hey, give me a second. Okay, hold on. To a goat YouTuber, very nice person. They live in Japan. Please support Noel. They're very kind. They make very good content. They do a lot of vlog type of style in Japan, exploring. Please show them some love. They cover Beyblade. Please support them. Right now, they're at the almost at the halfway point. The 8,000 subscribers. Please support. I think I can actually copy and paste it. Let's see if the chat lets me or not. Please support Noel, man. Please support Noel. And yeah, aside from that, that's kind of it. After that's kind of it. Anything else I'll talk about later. But yeah, I'll be taking pictures when I finally do the cosplay. And yeah, here's to Beyblade X, everybody. More videos this week on the fun discussion. Huge shout out to everybody who showed up on the Sunday. I think we're going to do the 5 p.m. from now on. I think that hits better on the time zones for everybody. And it's better for me because I have more time to prepare. So that's going to be it for now. And I'm going to be making sure that this time I die in the explosion. So I'll be waiting. So he's going to kill me now in an explosion. I'll be reincarnated next stream. And I'll see you then. So, okay, now it's just on the explosion. Okay, now it's up to you. Now you gotta... Ah!